Announcing the OEM alliance with IBM and Noname Security and introducing Noname Advanced API Security for IBM. This product is available right on your IBM Enterprise License Agreement, your ELA. Why would you want to do that? Because API security requires machine learning. It's a superhuman problem to solve. With thousands of APIs you're trying to protect and the probability that a breach is possible and going to happen, we're trying to speed up the amount of time it takes to figure out how breaches occur and also to shorten the time it takes to remediate the vulnerability. There are risks on the edge of the cloud as well as in the core of the service mesh. Even if your traffic is being filtered by a WAF and a load balancer tier in front of your IBM Data Power Gateway tier, there are often only coarse-grained entitlement controls in place in the core of the service mesh. This is why vulnerabilities such as Ebola are possible, where one user can see another user's data, or broken function level vulnerabilities possible, where a user with a reader-only role is able to do things that require a write or admin role. That's because the entitlement controls aren't fine-grained enough in the core of the service mesh as well as on the gateway tier. Noname has a portfolio of products that starts out with posture management, so such vulnerabilities can be discovered in the infrastructure that's being deployed in the cloud and on-premise and reconfigured prior to the vulnerability being exploited. Runtime protection is where we leverage machine learning to compare a baseline of what expected normal API traffic looks like compared to what's happening on the wire right now. This allows us to point out anomalies and potentially malicious activity, and active testing helps the developer to build an API in a more secure way by finding vulnerabilities during the design time with each build and change in each version of the API and the app consuming the API so that we can find the vulnerability and remediate the vulnerability prior to deploying that new version on the public cloud. Noname has integrated with IBM API Connect in Data Power, and we're even directly in the IBM API Connect user interface. Once you have an environment in place with Noname, you're going to get access to some documentation on IBM's side that looks like this, where you're going to see that you can literally just configure the key and the index in the engine URL where API Connect will send the traffic that Noname will analyze with machine learning right to our machine learning engine. The architecture looks like this, where traffic comes in through the consumer tier on the left-hand side through your Data Power Gateway and goes directly to your REST SOAP and API Connect Essentials GraphQL APIs and even LLM APIs like Watsonx. Noname is observing what's happening. We're not adding a new hop on the wire. Noname is acting as a machine learning powered policy decision point that is integrating with Data Power as the policy enforcement point. When API Connect is involved, API Connect gets the protection rules from Noname and distributes them to clusters of Data Power appliances. In the event Data Power is not managed by API Connect, we have a plugin policy for Data Power so we can send those protection rules directly to Data Power gateways. We can also post threat intelligence alerts to your IBM QRadar SIM so that your single pane of glass that your SecDevOps team is looking at has the updated information that Noname is discovering with near real-time speeds. The result is more signal and less noise in your SIM. We also have the ability to deploy your own private remote machine learning engines, and this is even possible to do on IBM Cloud confidential computing infrastructure. So that way you're confident that the remote machine learning engine that's analyzing the Data Power traffic is dedicated and private and not some shared generic AI service out there. This can be done on the cloud or in your own private co-location cages or data centers. Noname has built an ecosystem of partners over the years, and that's why IBM chose to do business with Noname, because we integrate with the existing investments that enterprises are making that are adjacent to IBM technologies, such as F5 load balancers and Kong service meshes that may be behind the Data Power Gateway. Thank you for doing business with Noname. We look forward to talking with you soon.